Friends, hello and welcome on TechGuruSpeaks.com. Today I would like to describe one of the most important topics of Java programming, and that is about exception handling. So it is the introductory class for dealing with Java exceptions. Exceptions in Java are any abnormal and unexpected events or extraordinary conditions that may occur during the runtime of a program. Java exceptions never occur at the compile time, and they are basically runtime errors. When an exception occurs within a method, the method creates an object and passes it to the runtime system. This object, called an exception object, contains the information about the exceptional condition, including its type and the state of the program when that kind of exception has occurred. Now, creating an exception object and handing it to the runtime system is called throwing an exception. If there is no block of code to be found that will be trying to deal with the exception, the program will terminate abnormally and the rest of the code, which is considered to be legal, is basically skipped. So after a method throws an exception, the runtime system attempts to find some block of code to handle it. I mean to say, to deal it. The block of code which does this is called an exception handler. The exception handler selected is said to catch the exception. So to define an exception in Java, it can be put in that way. Say, for example, an exception is basically an unexpected event which occurs during the execution of a program that interrupts the normal flow of the program's instructions. So that is the concept of Java exceptions. So that will be occurring during the runtime of a program because of some illegal code or illegal operation. So whenever that kind of exception is basically occurred, it is the job of the programmer to write some block of code to handle this situation. If that code is not present in the program will terminate abnormally and the rest of the part which is considered to be valid or legal code will be skipped. So it is the primary job of a Java programmer to ensure that if something goes wrong, that should be handled by a proper exception handler, so that the rest of the part should be executed normally. So in that way, the program will be able to catch or deal with the exception. So that is the idea of using Java exception. Now I will be giving you the demonstration by using the NetBeans IDE, which is one of the most popular IDEs for Java programming. So just move to the NetBeans IDE for demonstration part. Say for example, I am having this simple code that I have written for demonstration purpose. Say for example, I have got the main class as except 01. Now we are having here four variables a, b, c and d. A equal to 10, b equal to 0. Now we are having a static method inside the except 01 class. Basically it is having two static methods, main itself and the divide method, which is basically dividing a number by another number. Say if the method is having two arguments a and b, so b is basically dividing the number denoted by a, and the result of this operation will be stored in the variable named c. So this is the method that I'll be using here to perform the division operation. So that is the idea. So now if a equal to 10 and b equal to 0, certainly it is indicating 10 by 0, which is considered to be an illegal operation. So since it is an illegal operation, so we will not get any finite result for this particular operation. So an exception object will be generated because of the presence of this code division by 0, which is considered to be an illegal operation or illegal code. So we won't be able to get any finite value for this particular variable. So this code is never reached, but the remainder part of the code like d equal to 100 by 10 and printing this value d, these are considered to be legal codes. But the thing is that whenever the exception object is being created because of the presence of this illegal code, and since there is no exception handler present in the program, so the program will terminate abnormally and the rest of the part which are considered to be valid or legal code will be skipped. Just have a look at it. I am trying to run the program here. So it is showing that exception in thread main java.lang arithmetic exception division by 0. So it is the name of the project exception test. Except 01 is the name of the code and divide is the method. Basically the exception occurs here. I mean to say the exception occurs here because this particular code is calling this method. So that is basically 10 by 0. So it is an illegal code, and since it is at line number 15, just have a look at here, it is at line number 15. So just have a look at this line. So it is basically line number 15. So the main method is basically calling this method. So at line number 15 this exception occurs, and we don't have any exception handler in this method, so it will be passed to the immediate caller. So which is the immediate caller here? Main is the immediate caller, but so it will be coming back to this line number 8. Just have a look at here. So again it is not having any exception handler, so as a result the program will terminate abnormally. So that is why you are getting that kind of output here, like the program is considered to be syntactically correct, so that is why the compilation was successful, but because of the presence of this illegal code like that occurs here first, and it will be passed on to this particular main method at this line, and this program doesn't have any exception handler, so JVM will be showing an exception object to be thrown. So that is the thing that we are basically facing. Now we are going to solve this problem. So how can you solve this problem? So the idea is to confine the error prone code into some block so that it cannot be propagated. The block that is basically used for confining the error prone code is called the try block. So basically now I'll be writing the try block. So this is the error prone code here. So if I am confining this particular block of code within the try block, so it is never propagated. Now I'll be writing the matching catch. So which is the kind of exception being thrown here? It is basically known as arithmetic exception, which is related to division by 0. So it is the name of the exception that is occurring here. So I will be mentioning it here. So I have just mentioned it here. So now I will be writing here an exception like so. Now I have arranged the code. So the error prone code, that means this line is basically confined within the try block. So the try block is basically containing the error prone code, and it is basically handled if that kind of exception occurs. It will be taken care by the corresponding catch block. So try is the exception thrower and catch is the exception handler. So it is mentioning the corresponding exception type, that is arithmetic exception. It is a reference. So just I will be printing here which kind of exception has occurred, and the rest of the code that is basically considered to be legal can be placed after the catch block. So that is the idea. So in that way we can deal with the exception. Now just have a look at it. There is no problem. The remainder part of the code runs successfully even though the exception object has occurred here. Like because of the presence of this particular line, it will be occurring at line number 20 here, and since it doesn't have the catch, I mean to say the try catch, so it will be passed on to the immediate caller, that is the main method, and now it is having the try catch block. So the error prone code is placed into the try block, and the exception handler is basically the catch block, which is basically handling the exception. So in that way the exception will not be propagated, and the remainder part of the code that is basically considered to be legal will be running smoothly as usual. So that is the idea I have tried to implement here. So exception can occur during our program, especially its runtime, but writing a corresponding kind of exception handler, like in terms of try catch block, we can confine the exception and it should never be propagated, and the remainder part of the code, which is basically legal, should be executed normally. So that is the idea. So that is the logic behind this program. I hope that you have understood the idea or concept of using Java exceptions, and how can you deal with it by using the try catch blocks. So try is the exception thrower and catch is the exception handler, and they should occur at the same time. We cannot write try alone, we cannot write catch alone. They should come together. So it's a combination that will help you in dealing with the exception. So I hope that you have understood the concept of exception handling with this video tutorial, and if you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So here comes the URL of my YouTube channel, and please visit my website techguruspeaks.com. You will find a lot of useful information here, and this is my official email ID. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.